And now, today's adventure of Outer Scope 1. Betty surprises them all.
Hi, I'm Willie. Our spaceship Outer Scope 1 crashed on a weird planet. And my friends and I are prisoners of the creatures that live here. How are we going to get away?
Look!
It's dirt!
They did it.
They must be punished.
And they will be punished.
How are we going to talk our way out of this one?
Mr. Neat and Mrs. Tidy, you have discovered the most wicked crime in the entire history of Sunnyland.
Oh, yes, terrible. Terrible.
A scandal. An outright scandal. Where did you find this dirt?
Right on Foaming Sud's Way.
It was all over, all down the path.
That proves it. That is where the outsiders were caught.
We'll scrub 'em and rub 'em from foot to face.
We'll polish and shine 'em all over the place. We'll soap 'em and steam 'em and brush 'em and clean 'em. And then we'll be done with this odious case.
It's getting hotter. It's boiling hot.
We've got to get out of here.
You can't do this. We didn't mean any harm.
All of you are dirty.
Betty, come back.
What is this? It is a wonder. A creature that washes itself.
Its own self cleans itself. It is the cleanest of clean.
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 Clean. Clean. Clean.
Hey, this is our chance. They've stopped the steam.
Let's escape. Come on, Betty, follow us.
Come back, O cleanest one.
We will not harm you. We will love you.
After them.
The chase is on.
Stop. We have to wait for Betty. Hurry, Betty, or they'll catch us again. But wait! Outer Scope is stuck on the rocks.
That's right. How will we get away?
If only we had something slippery.
Rhyme with a crime. Dirt hurts.
I've got it. Just what we need. I hear them coming. Quick, Henry, the soap. Oh, no. There it is. Please, soap, help us.
A rhyming rhyme will do just fine.
A rhyme. A rhyme.
A rhyme. Think of a rhyme. Oh my gosh, they'll be here any minute. Little soap, little soap. We've run out of luck. Between two rocks, our ship is stuck. Let me try. If you could go make the rocks greasy, it would certainly make our liftoff easy. Oh, that's terrible. There they are.
Come back, oh cleanest one. Come back, all of you.
Oh, please, little soap, you're our only hope. You did it, Cynthia! Quick, everybody, get aboard!
We will keep you with us forever.
We will make you Sunnylanders.
Don't leave us.
Stay, O cleanest one.
Catch them. Seize them.
Come on, fuel system. Work, please, work.
It's got to work. We have no way to defend ourselves.
Next time, searching for help.
Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-ba.
My name is Julia Scissors.
And my name is Rubberhead.
I can cut a piece of paper.
I can draw on it with lead.
I'm happy when I'm snappy.
I'm fine for any line.
If you learn the way to use it.
You can have a real good time, rub-a-dub-dub. Uh-oh. Here comes Ruler.
I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy, and a right good ruler, too.
Why so cheerful?
I'm gonna speak at a conference.
A conference?
The Royal Reunion of Registered Rulers. Members of the ruling class. As we travel through life along the straight and narrow path, always remember, life's greatest pleasure is to measure and measure. See you later.
Trouble with Ruler, he lacks self-confidence. Hey, look.
It's beautiful.
That, Julia, is a necklace made by Plains Native Americans.
Plains Native Americans?
They traveled great distances, so they made light, brightly colored jewelry instead of heavy pottery and big, hard-to-carry baskets.
Can we make a necklace like this?
No sweat. All we need is clay, a nail, magic markers, and string. Bear claws and teeth of animals were what they seemed to use a lot. They also worked with beads, and still do to this very day.
Okay, Mr. E, we're ready to start.
Take the clay and mold it into beads and claw shapes. Now take the nail. Through each bead and claw, make a little hole.
About this size.
We'll string them after the clay dries.
I don't think the clay will get any drier.
Time to paint them the colors you desire. And let me tell you while you do, Blackfoot, Apache, Chippewa, Sioux are among the famous names of tribes that traveled on the plains.
Okay, these look like the real thing.
All we need now is some string.
In life, as in the making of beads, Rubberhead, many times there are strings attached.
There.
And there.
Right. Plains necklaces were worn by both men and women of the tribes. You look lovely, my dear Weechinchala.
Weechinchala?
That's a Rosebud Sioux word. Weechinchala means girl.
What about me?
Hokchila means boy. Am I too late?
When you go off to a conference on rulery.
You miss making Native American jewelry.
What do you wanna be when you grow up? What do you wanna be?
Hello, Micah. How you doing?
Fine.
Good. What's been going on?
My name's Jerry Wright, and I'm a hairstylist, and I've been a hairstylist for about 10 years now. Hairstyling is cutting and styling the hair to complement facial features.
Tell me how you want your hair done today.
The way you've been doing it ever since I was a little boy.
Oh, in other words, what you really want me to do today is maybe give you a bald head? Huh?
No.
No? Okay, no, I don't want you to use karate on me, all right? Okay. What we'll do is leave it very full and probably the long back. Good? Okay. Good, sure. Okay.
How did you get started in cutting hair?
When I was a young man about your size, I used to shine shoes in my father's barbershop. And of course, since I'd worked around hair so long, and when it was time to choose a profession, a job, of course, I chose this because I knew more about it.
Who cut your hair, Jerry?
My wife Eunice cuts my hair. In fact, have you ever had a lady to do your hair?
No.
No, my goodness. Listen, we're going to have to arrange that for you one time, okay?
Okay.
All right, now hold your head just like that.
Working in this particular field, you have the opportunity to work with people. And it's a very creative field, and it's different. Each and every customer is actually a new challenge. I had to study cutting hair, shampooing, giving scalp treatments, massages, all of these things. In my case, it was 2 years I worked under a master stylist. Now, there's a hairstyle for each and every person depending on the type of hair they have. For example, you know, some people have curly hair, some have straight hair, but depending on the grade and depending on the texture, there's different styles available for them. The curly look is when you actually straighten the hair with a mild relaxer and then roll the hair, and you get a curly look. It's a straighter texture.
Well, how do you like it? It's nice. I really like it. Okay, that's the new you, you know. Thank you.
The style of cornrows came from Africa. Cornrows has become extremely fashionable among the kids, among grown-ups, everybody. In fact, even the fellas. So cornrows has become really a very popular style.
Yeah, you're looking pretty sharp, I tell you. How you like that?
Hey, that's out of sight.
I knew you was gonna like that. Looks pretty good, no lie.
Hey, Jerry, how can I take care of my afro?
Well, listen, you have to wash your hair at least once a week. Make sure you oil it, comb it, and of course, have to brush it. And if you do that, that will take care of anybody's hair, okay?
Okay.
All righty, you got it. You take care now.
Okay, bye.
Uh-huh. See you later, Mike. Next, please.
It's Woody again. Something nice. It's called Gohan, Japanese boiled rice. Rice is cooked in America any way you please. And Gohan, that's cooked rice Japanese. We'll need 1 cup of rice. No, we're not through. 1 cup plus 3 tablespoons of cold water, too. 1 good-sized strainer, 1 measuring cup, and 1 large spoon and a serving dish to serve it up. 1 heavy pot with a well-fitting top. Now we're ready to go till we're ready to stop. Put 1 cup of uncooked rice in a strainer. Do not use instant, that couldn't be plainer. Wash the rice, put it in the heavy pot and add all the cold water you had. Let it all stand at least half an hour to give it old-fashioned good food power. Now we are ready to cook, and it's a good notion to get someone older to help with the potion. Working around the stove just can't be beat when there's someone bigger to help with the heat. Now it's time to turn the okome, that's uncooked rice, into Gohan, and that's something nice. Put the lid on the pot, turn the heat on high until the water comes to a rolling boil. Then turn the heat down, but don't lift the cover, and leave it alone. I said leave it alone for 15 minutes. Now take the pot with the rice off the stove and dig right into your rice treasure trove. Mono sugoku oishi, mono sugoku oishi. In Japanese, that means it's so tasty.
Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today? Why don't you make a new friend, make a new friend, make a new friend today?
Hello, my name is Samantha. I am 4 years old. I live in San Francisco with my mommy and daddy. Where I live, we do Chinese things and American things. We celebrate American holidays and we celebrate Chinese New Year's. I play American things like checkers, and I play Chinese games. I like American toys and Chinese toys. Most of all, I like to go shopping with my mommy. This market has signs in Chinese and English. There's fresh vegetables like bok choy. I choose the biggest carrot that I could find. I'll show you how to make wonton. First thing we do is peel the shrimp. Then we mix the shrimp with lots of things. Now we wrap it up with wonton pei. It is just like a big fat noodle. Then we drop it into chicken soup. That tastes good. Sometimes we eat with knives and forks, but sometimes we eat with our chopsticks in our house. It's lots of fun to do things two ways.
Real people, I'd like to introduce you to some real people. Real people.
My name is Martin, and Nigel is my pet snake. Doug and I are camping out and setting up our tent for the night.
Since you're doing the front...
Oh, you got it? Doug.
What's the matter?
There's an animal in my sleeping bag. I think it might be a snake.
Okay, move your feet out slowly and unzip the bag. I'll get something to hit it with.
I don't think there are any poisonous snakes in this area, but...
Let's not take any chances. Okay.
Stop! Wait! What? Don't hit it! I recognized him.
You recognize the snake?
Well, it's Nigel.
What's Nigel?
It's Nigel, my pet boa. I told you I got a pet boa.
That's him? How'd he get in there?
Poor Nigel. I don't know how he could have. Poor baby. We almost killed you.
Gee, I'm sorry, Nigel. How could I know you were a friend?
Just goes to show you shouldn't hit something you can't see.
Or hate something you don't know. He's really beautiful. How are we going to keep him safe for the night?
We'll have to put him in something he can't get out of. The cooking pot. How about our famous cooking pot?
Yeah. Okay. Whoopsie. Where are you going, Nigel?
Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, Nigel.
That's good.
Yes. And I'm going to put you in here, and hopefully you're going to stay. Now, come on. Yeah.
Won't he suffocate in there?
No. Snakes don't need much oxygen. He'll be fine.
Let's sing him a lullaby. When you climb in your sleeping bag and gaze at the trees, you don't expect the boa to be curled round your knees. But if he's called Nigel, then the bag's alright, 'cause a Nigel-tested sleeping bag will last all night.
Hooray! This is fun. We should start a hiking club here. There are lots of new guys I want you to meet.
Well,
what's wrong?
I guess I don't know how many of the new guys would like to pal around with me.
They'll all like you once they get to know you. And a hiking club is a perfect way to start. Besides, you're my cousin from San Francisco, aren't you?
Yeah, I almost forgot. Now, what would be a good name for the club? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I wonder what it was.
It sounds like a big animal.
We've been kidding around a lot, but there are no bears in these woods.
There it is again. One of us should go out and check.
Well, we could just leave it alone.
And listen to that all night?
You scared just a little?
Well, are you? Let's draw straws. Well, you lost.
Mr. Chang, may I introduce you to Panda, the nuttiest shaggy dog I know. He belongs to Larry Thompson. You remember him.
How do you do, Panda? So that's what all the noises were. He must have been following us all the time.
He's dragging his leash. He must have broken loose. I'll tie him up till morning.
Come on, Panda. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Why don't we have a nice big breakfast?
Bacon and eggs, cereal,
pancakes and syrup.
Some hot chocolate would go great. Trouble is, we need the pot to heat the milk.
Oh, right. Okay, Panda, you can have some crackers. We'll just take Nigel out for a little while. He needs to know how it is out in the wilderness.
Don't lose him. He'd never make it on his own. I bet he wouldn't know how to hunt for his own food.
Don't you dare. I'll get you a nice frozen mouse when we get home. You know what? He hasn't forgotten. He almost caught a little mouse. You should have seen it.
Well, I guess we better put him back in the pot. Does he like hot chocolate?
As long as it's warm, he'll love it. Boy, it's kind of cold this morning.
Don't worry, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
Hair, curly hair, wavy hair too. Look at all the things that hair can do.
What makes people's hair look and feel different?
Everybody's hair is made of the same thing, but it looks and feels different depending on the color and the way it grows out of your skin. Let's pluck a few hairs and look at them up close. You know, in the whole world, there are only 3 kinds of hair. There's curly hair, and straight hair, and wavy hair, which is in between. Just looking at hairs, however, won't tell us why they grow the way they do. Every hair on your head or your body grows out of a tiny hole called a follicle. A follicle is something like a tiny flower pot that the hair grows out of and the roots stay inside of. If you have round follicles in your skin, then you have straight hair. If your follicles are flat, you have curly hair. And if your follicles are in between, shaped like ovals, then you have wavy hair. Here's a way to show how this happens using 3 cake decorators, each filled with Play-Doh. One has a flat opening, and one has a round opening, and one has an in-between oval opening. You squeeze the cake decorators and see what happens. Curly, straight, and wavy. The shape of your follicles and the color of your hair comes from your parents and your grandparents. You can have red hair, like your mother, and curly hair, like your grandmother. Any combination of hair color and hair shape is possible.
So that's why curly hair comes in all colors. And so does straight hair. And so does in-between wavy hair.
Right. But no matter what kind of hair you have, the most important thing is that you like it. And you take good care of it.
Straight hair, curly
You wash it,
wavy hair too.
and brush it, comb it, braid it, and don't forget to love it.
I must show Lily my new hairstyle.
I must show Oreo my new hairstyle. Oreo, look!
Lily, look!
And now, today's adventure of Outer Scope 1, Searching for Help.
The Sandylanders are after us.
Come back, oh cleanest one! Come back, all of you!
You can't leave us.
Oh, yes, we can.
We're up! We're safe! Wow, just in time.
Ha! They'll never catch us now.
Goodbye, Sandyland. You won't see us again.
Well, here we are again in outer space. It's all so strange. Sometimes it feels like a dream.
remember this? We're clean. We're clean. All the Sandylanders are clean.
Yeah, they sure are clean. They must have soap where their brains should be.
Boy, they sure went for Betty in a big way.
Good old Betty. If it wasn't for her, ooh, they would have done something awful to us.
But why did they hate us so much? Why were they so mean?
They hate everybody. Everybody who's not from Sandyland.
They don't bother to find out what anyone is really like.
It isn't fair.
Imagine saying you don't like someone when you don't even know them.
Gee, I wonder if everyone in space is like the Sandylanders. I hope they're not. I want to meet someone friendly. Someone who will help us get home again. Home! Hey, we've been so happy to escape, we forgot all about that.
Oh, how are we going to get back?
Hey, what's up ahead?
Wow! Looks like a lot of small planets.
They look like floating cities or something.
Oh, I hope they don't hit us.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful? They look like trouble to me.
They do look like cities. Maybe people live in them. Hey, Eleanor might be onto something. It looks like land ahead.
Hey, it is land.
There's land ahead.
I'm gonna steer for it.
Oh, no, Willie. That might not be so smart.
We've got to chance it. Unless we find help, we'll fly around forever.
But it could be another Sandyland, or worse.
We're almost down. Hold tight. Prepare yourselves. We're down. We've landed.
Hooray, we've landed. Good work, Willie. Nice going.
Hey, look. This sure isn't another Sandyland.
Listen to all the funny noises.
Gee, there's machines in every direction.
I told you so. And machines mean people. Let's go find them. But the people may not be friendly. Maybe they're mad scientists or something.
You're scared of everything.
Listen here, Edgar. Stop saying I'm scared. I merely like to point out possible problems.
Come on, guys. What are we waiting for? Let's go see who's out there.
Wait a minute, Eleanor.
Oh, no. Not more stale bread, I hope.
No. Screwdriver.
What for?
With all those machines around, it might come in handy.
Hey, guys. Let's check out those big machines. We'll probably bump into somebody on the way.
Let's call.
Good idea.
Hello, where are you?
Hello?
Anybody there?
Come out, please.
Hello?
Anybody there? Hello, where are you? Hello,
I wish they'd answer like normal people.
Maybe they're weirdos. I'm beginning to get the creeps. They could be following us around, hiding behind things like in Sandyland.
Anybody here?
Nope.
Maybe they're on a coffee break.
It just doesn't make sense.
Nobody around anywhere. Nothing but machines.
Jerk that cat off my back immediately. Cats make me sneeze.
Pardon me, you're leaning on my speaker. That's better, thank you. Very
Oh, gosh, they talk. And they feel things, too. Heaven save us. What kind of machines can these be?
To be continued. Next time, a staggering shock.
What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be?
Hello, my name is Linda Chavez, and this is my son David. David is in first grade this year. He's 6 years old. He goes to a school in Washington, D.C. His class is made up of children of all different ethnic backgrounds, black children, Latino children, and white children. And being around other Latino children, I think, will help him to identify as he's growing up as a Chicano. Because I'm a working mother, I have to arrange my schedule so that the responsibility of taking my child to school and picking him up from school is shared with my husband.
Come.
I have worked with Congressman Don Edwards of California for 2 years in the U.S. Congress. Right now, I am briefing the congressman on today's hearings. I'm letting him know who the witnesses are and what they will be testifying to this morning. And I very often have to work late into the night. And because of my family, what I try and do is take my work home with me. And I wait until after my family is fed and my son is in bed, and I burn the midnight oil.
You don't know what to do about it.
One of the things that I do for the congressman is prepare questions for him to ask of the witnesses. Then, besides preparing the questions for the congressman, I also prepare questions for myself so that I can ask the witnesses what they're doing in civil rights enforcement.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be back.
5 minutes?
Right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Alan. Bye-bye.
The area perhaps of the greatest relevancy that come in with any real bite.
You're saying that your department is no more racist than any other department in the United States, right? That's what I'm saying.
It's now my turn to ask some questions of the witnesses.
One of the questions from Mr. Rangel, I believe you said that there was a problem in terms of Spanish-speaking persons moving outside of the area from which they came.
Image is the only complaint that we've had, and I understand that we received one complaint this week.
For some persons, black, Spanish-speaking, and other persons...
Discrimination is a process by which a person is denied the ability to have a job because he is of a different race, or because that person is a woman, and usually that job is occupied by men. When I was a little girl, I didn't really think that I would grow up to be working in politics. I wanted to be a model, and for a while, I did model. And I have also taught and done other things in areas outside of politics. I grew up in the Southwest. I was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and when I was 10 years old, I moved to Denver, Colorado. And living in Washington, D.C. is very, very different from living in the Southwest. In Washington, almost everyone who lives in the city is in one way or another connected with the government. One of the things that you realize when you come to Washington, D.C. to work is that an individual person can really have an impact on change and on changing our society. You have a part in making the decisions which affect the rest of the country.
Have stories, listen to one now.
We celebrate many parties, like birthday parties and housewarmings, where it is the custom for the guests to bring a present to the host. But the people of the Chinook, the Queets, the Nisqually, and other Native American tribes of the Pacific Northwest hold parties that work in just the opposite way. The host gives the presents to the guests. It's called a potlatch, and it's an important and happy event. Each Northwest Native American tribe celebrates a potlatch for their own reasons and in their own ways. But no matter how or why a potlatch is held, it is always important for the host to give gifts to all the guests. The people of the Quileute tribe, who live on the Pacific coast of the state of Washington, have a story that explains the origin of the potlatch. And it goes like this.
Long, long ago, when the world was very young, a strange and beautiful bird appeared over the ocean near the Quileute village. All the young men of the village tried to capture the bird. But try as they could, none of their arrows could hit it. Golden Eagle and Blue Jay watched the hunters try for weeks to shoot the bird until, finally, Golden Eagle said, "My children can catch that peculiar-looking bird." Blue Jay disagreed. "Your children are only girls," he said. Golden Eagle's daughters heard this conversation, but they remained silent. The next day, the two daughters went into the woods without telling a soul and stayed there many days. And what do you think the girls were doing there? Why, they were making arrows, of course. One morning, just before the sun came up, the girls came out of the forest with their arrows. All of the Quileute hunters were already out in their canoes, trying again to shoot the strange and beautiful bird. The two sisters tied their hair in front of their face, so no one would recognize them. And they paddled their canoe in a zigzag line, so no one would see them coming, until they were very near the bird. The eldest sister killed the bird with her third arrow. That evening, the girls told their father, Golden Eagle, "We caught the bird and hid it in the forest. We want to use the feathers as gifts, for they are very beautiful and of many colors. Will you ask Blue Jay to invite all the birds to come to our lodge tomorrow?" Next morning, Blue Jay went out with the invitation, and soon all kinds of birds were gathered at the lodge of Golden Eagle. "My daughters caught the beautiful bird of many colors," the host explained. "They want to give each of you a present." The girls gave certain colors to different birds. Yellow and brown feathers to meadowlark, red and brown to robin, brown only to wren, yellow and black to the little finch. They gave to each bird the color it was to have, and they kept giving until they had no more feathers left. Ever since then, certain birds have had certain colors. And since then, there have been many potlatches.
This was a story we call a myth. The story of the first Quileute potlatch. The first giving of gifts from the people who invite to the people who are invited.
Real people, I'd like to introduce you to some real people. Real people.
Come on, Martin. Nigel's a snake. I think we're handling him too much. Like we're always expecting him to put on a show.
Hey, you guys, I gotta go anyway.
It's just that he needs a rest.
Hey, wait a minute, Martin. Why don't you make a little bit out of cotton balls for your little snaky wakey?
Oh, come on. Scott always
Scott's
said...
really becoming an important guy to you, isn't he? You know, everything he says goes.
You're just jealous because you don't have a cool friend like Scott.
Oh, he's okay for a black man.
Oh, get out of here, Wolf.
Come on, come on. You wanna fight? You wanna fight? I'll take you apart. Hey, doesn't he have one of those zoo shows at the library this afternoon? Watch it there now.
Well, it doesn't start till 3:30, and I have an awful lot of homework. So if you don't get out of here, I'm gonna kick you out.
Oh, look, I'm scared.
Get out of here. Guess that means me too, huh? Yeah, it does. But meet me over at the zoo show, okay? All right, I'll be there. Okay, I'll see you later, TJ. Yeah. Yuck, he threw up. Oh.
Martin, what did you do? Oh, what happened now?
Oh, nothing. I'm just cleaning out his cage.
Well, honey, I thought you just cleaned it out yesterday.
Oh, well, actually, he got a little sick.
Oh, no. Well, if he's sick, I guess we better try to find out what's the matter with him. Maybe you could call Scott.
But Scott's not home right now. He's over at the library doing a zoo show. Hey, but maybe I could bring Nigel over.
That sounds like a good idea.
Right, okay, called web feet. He uses the feet as paddles, similar to a rowboat or a canoe. And he pushes himself through the water. The land turtle doesn't have webbed feet. He just has fairly long nails to help him grip the land and to dig for food.
Excuse me. Hey, kid, there ain't no bowling in the library.
Yeah, why'd you bring your bowling ball for?
It isn't a bowling ball.
Yeah, what is it then?
It's a snake.
A 30-foot rattler? Oh, I'm scared.
Snakes?
Baloney.
In the face.
Hey, Red! Rick! Come on, here, Joe, come on! Joe, quick! Hey, Rick! Eric! Here, Diamond! Diamond! Eric! Ah, get it. That's it. Eric! Ah! We're sorry.
It was in 19...
Nigel, Nigel, how do you feel? Do your dizzy travels crack your nerves of steel? Nigel, Nigel, get around. Play cool and head for a place where you won't be found. Nigel's in the library taking his looks at the letters and the pictures and the words and the books, but he doesn't feel great and he doesn't feel nice unless in a corner he stumbles on some mice.
Young man, there is no running in this library. What are you looking for?
A kid. He has something of mine.
Well, we're not going to have a chase going on in here. What was it that he took?
My bowling bag. It's very important. I have to have it right away.
All right. I'll find him. Don't worry. He won't get away from me. Where were you headed?
The zoo show.
Oh, well, that's in the children's library. Now, you go there quietly, and I'll find the bag and bring it to you, okay?
Well, okay. But it's very important. I have to have it right away. It has...
Don't worry. I'll bring it for you. All right?
Okay, my next animal is a lizard. Okay, look, if you'll be a little quiet, I'll kind of calm him down. Okay, this is a green iguana. It's found in South America. It's called an arboreal lizard.
Hi, Scott.
Hello, Mark. How are you? There's nothing to be afraid of. He's not going to hurt you. Feels kind of like sandpaper.
It doesn't feel real.
You like that, Mark? How you like that? This is called a tegu. It's black. Does it come out during the day or at night? Right, it's night. The reason for this is because of its coloration. Now, have you ever been in the woods at night with trees, with the moon shining through the trees, and you get little spots of darkness and little spots of light? Well, this animal blends right in with it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. This is a red-tailed boa constrictor, and it's a non-poisonous snake. If it bites you, it won't poison you, but it can hurt. Boa constrictors are usually nice animals. They don't hurt people, they don't eat people, and there's really no need to be afraid of them. In fact, there's a fella out here now that has one, and he's not afraid of them at all. It's Martin. Come on up, Martin. Show you how people can get used to snakes. Martin's a nice guy, and look at him, he's not afraid of them at all. So there's no need to be afraid of snakes at all. As long as you know how to handle them and take good care of them, they're going to be nice to you. Snakes have no ears. They can't hear a thing. The way they do hear is by sound vibrations. They pick up the vibrations through their skin, and this is the way they feel. They're not wet and slimy, they're very dry, and they feel cool because they're cold-blooded animals. They also like to wrap around things. They feel very secure and happy when they're wrapped around things. The reason he's going up my sweater is because snakes don't really like bright lights, and they try to find dark corners to hide.
Well, yes, she gave you until the 30th, right?
Hey, Scott, that was a great show.
You didn't come here just to see me in action, did you?
I would have come anyway, but I brought Nigel along. I've been worried about him. He threw up a little while ago.
What did I tell you about handling Nigel too much, especially after he's eaten? Are there any other symptoms?
No, I haven't noticed
What's
any.
happening, TJ?
Not much. He's gone!
It's gone.
The kid who stole the bag. Nigel must still be in the library.
They say there's a snake. You'd better grab something to hit it with.
If he had been found, we would have heard it by now. Let's just go and find it. Come on.
Mommy,
Yes, dear.
look at the big worm.
Yes, dear.
Worm, come on, let's go. No?
Oh, thank you.
Nigel, Nigel, what's the score? Were you back behind the bookshelf on the floor? Nigel, Nigel, what'd you find? You see a lot, did you like to stretch your mind?
You know why I love this library? Because nothing ever happens here.
It's Woody again. Something nice. It's called Gohan, Japanese boiled rice. Rice is cooked in America any way you please. And Gohan, that's cooked rice Japanese. We'll need 1 cup of rice. No, we're not through. 1 cup plus 3 tablespoons of cold water, too. 1 good-sized strainer, 1 measuring cup, and 1 large spoon and a serving dish to serve it up. 1 heavy pot with a well-fitting top. Now we're ready to go till we're ready to stop. Put 1 cup of uncooked rice in a strainer. Do not use instant. That couldn't be plainer. Wash the rice, put it in the heavy pot, and add all the cold water you had. Let it all stand at least half an hour to give it old-fashioned good food power. Now we are ready to cook, and it's a good notion to get someone older to help with the potion. Working around the stove just can't be beat when there's someone bigger to help with the heat. Now it's time to turn the okome, that's uncooked rice, into Gohan, and that's something nice. Put the the lid on the pot, turn the heat on high until the water comes to a rolling boil. Then turn the heat down, but don't lift the cover, and leave it alone. I said leave it alone for 15 minutes. Now take the pot with the rice off the stove and dig right into your rice treasure trove. Mono sugoku oishi. Mono sugoku oishi. In Japanese, that means it's so tasty.
I'll take hardcore.
Choose Mary Frances. She's a girl, Lily. So what? She's the best hitter in the neighborhood.